The UK's Financial Conduct Authority is now warning crypto investors to proceed with caution as it ramps up crypto oversight. This comes as UK authorities have just arrested two people in a $1.3 billion illegal crypto operation. Today's episode is sponsored by Cake Wallet, where you can send, receive, and even exchange your crypto right from within the wallet. Cake Wallet is open source and non-custodial, so you control your own private keys. Available today on iOS, macOS, Android, and Linux. And StealthEX, a privacy-centric crypto exchange which enables you to make crypto-to-crypto exchanges anonymously. Hi everybody, and welcome again to another episode of Enter Crypto with me, Chris Kenyon. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about how the UK authorities have just recently arrested two people in a massive illegal crypto operation. It's saying here this operation is worth $1.3 billion. And we've also got some warnings from the FCA telling us to proceed with caution. So as always, guys, let's jump straight into this article. It's not a long one, and then we'll see what we can learn and comment after. So UK authorities have arrested two people suspected of running an illegal crypto exchange valued at over £1 billion, which is $1.3 billion. The two individuals, aged 38 and 44, have been released on bail, but they remain under the FCA's investigation for suspected involvement in the illegal exchange. A statement on Thursday said, their offices were inspected and London police seized digital devices from their residences during searches. The UK has been vigilant of crypto exchanges since January 2021. To operate legally, exchanges must register with the FCA and follow strict AML regulations. The financial watchdog has the authority to shut down any crypto business that violates these rules. Further breaking them can even lead to criminal charges. Since taking charge of AML oversight for UK crypto businesses, the FCA has unearthed serious weaknesses in the firm's controls, and this strict stance has led to a high rejection rate for new registrations, with many firms even withdrawing applications or facing FCA refusal. The FCA has an important role to play in keeping dirty money out of the UK financial system. Therese Chambers, the Executive Director of Enforcement and Market Oversight at the FCA, said in a statement, "These arrests show we will do everything in our power to stop crypto firms from operating illegally in the UK." The FCA regularly advises people to be cautious about crypto assets, calling them high risk. This means investors won't be protected in case they lose their money when things don't go their way. A recent report revealed that the watchdog dedicated a substantial portion restricted to professional investors, or 30% of its financial crime specialists, to overseeing crypto asset businesses. In their efforts to combat financial crime, the FCA's team of specialists conducted a comprehensive review process, including 231 in-depth analyses and 7 on-site visits. The FCA's wider investigations also unearthed 375 potential financial crime cases, with almost a quarter connected to crypto assets. Separately, in a recent policy shift, the regulator greenlit crypto asset exchange traded notes, or ETNs, on recognised exchanges. However, these investment products are restricted to professional investors, such as investment firms and regulated lenders, due to the inherent risks involved. So one of the interesting things about this particular case, for me anyway, is that we haven't got any names. We don't know, there's just such a lack of information in this particular article. And so we don't know who's been arrested. We don't know which exchange is involved. We don't know anything. And as they're saying, there's over £1 billion worth of crypto going through this exchange. So, I wouldn't imagine it'd be a really tiny one. I think we would have heard of the name of it, but the police are not releasing the name of it, and they're certainly not releasing the name of the individuals involved that have been arrested. So all I know is that they've just been granted bail, so they're back out now. I couldn't find any other information about this at all. So I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to keep digging. I'm going to keep trying to find out. And if I do find out, I'll obviously update you all. But it just shows that we've got this, this increased surveillance is here. The government is basically trying to implement extensive surveillance measures, and they've been able to arrest these two guys, because they are able to monitor and track and trace all your transactions. So, and it's their job as well to actually, once they've got that information, which they will get, to scrutinise it, record it, put it down and analyse it. So that's what the government's going to be doing going forward, in my opinion. They're going to be using advanced tracking technologies, chain analysis companies to track our crypto, where we're sending it to, where's it going after once we've left the exchange. They can't stop us sending crypto once we're in the crypto world, but they can trace it unless we are using something that is privacy respecting or privacy centric, like Monero. So if we value our privacy and we don't want to be surveilled, in this way, we need to start using currencies, so not the government's currency like the pound, and use currencies like Monero to actually transact with each other. Because the government never relinquishes control. They just take more and more and more until they'll take everything from us, in the end. We're already, you think about tax, you think how we're taxed on everything we buy, everything we sell, everything we earn. It's just everything they get. And they still can't get it right. They still don't have enough money. So even though they tax us on everything we buy, sell, earn, when our loved ones die and we get inheritance, they tax us on that as well. Even with all that money flowing in, it's still not enough, and they still inflate the currency. They still have to print money after that. So that just shows you how inept the government is. And with enough time, I think they're going to try to over-regulate this and make it as centralised as possible for their benefit. It's not for our benefit. The government wants control, and they're doing all this, making plans for it easy for them to surveil us, so that it makes their job easier. They don't care about our rights. They only care about control, and controlling us in particular. And really what the government does to control us in the largest way, they can just ban things, obviously, and that'll just completely stop us from doing it. But what they really do is they incentivise us and disincentivise us to behave in particular ways, so that we behave in a way that they want us to. Just as an example, in this particular case, a government could, if it wanted, or in this case the UK government, impose really strict regulations, which would make it impossible for smaller. They won't be telling us that small independent crypto businesses or individuals like retail, like me and you, they won't tell us we're not allowed to do it. But what they'll do is they'll create regulations where it makes it too expensive for us to participate. So you'll only get the large, heavily regulated entities that will be allowed to do it. Well, they'll be the only ones that can afford to do it, actually, which will end up leading to some sort of monopolistic environment, where you've only got a few big players actually involved, and we can't play. Alternatively, if they wanted to, they could temporarily relax regulations and make it easier for us to get in, if that's the way they want to go. They have a lot of control over everything that we do. This is just crypto I'm talking about, but they do this with everything in life, every single thing out there. And the great thing about crypto is that it serves as an alternative to traditional financial systems, because the government can only control, as I always say, the on-ramps and off-ramps. So the exchanges, the banks, all this they can control. But they can't control crypto. They can't stop one person sending some Bitcoin or some Monero to another individual. They can't do it. So it's uncensorable from their point of view. They can't change the blockchain, so they can't pretend that one payment didn't go through or did, or that's they can't make a charge up and bring you in front of a court, because it's immutable. It's there for everybody to see. In the case of Bitcoin, anyway. And so crypto provides this sort of lifeline, especially in regions with unstable economies or oppressive regimes. I know that's not quite the UK yet, but as I always say, crypto is global. the UK needs to think about how it's going to embrace crypto, not how it's going to start going, against it. And you'll often hear, especially governments and people, or people that don't like crypto, they always point out how volatile crypto is, and it's only volatile depending on, you can say it's volatile or not depending on what currency you're measuring it against. If you're measuring it in dollars, then yeah, it can be volatile, or pounds, or any other fiat currency. But if you're measuring it in something else, it might be, completely stable. And one Bitcoin will always be worth one Bitcoin. One XMR will be worth one XMR. They're not going to be able to change that. Whereas if you look at fiat currencies and the circulating supply of pounds, dollars, euros, all these government issued currencies, they are going up and down like a yo-yo. They're just inflating the supply every year. So they're always creating more. That is where the volatility, the real volatility, especially the long-term volatility, it comes from them and the government actually manipulating the currency. But I don't think the UK is going to do anything like super drastic and ban Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's just too big now. It might though. I think we're going to see some countries looking at banning Monero, because they are going to be, the government is going to be employing these, sort of advanced technologies. They're going to employ that to try to censor blockchain networks. They're going to be, in fact, I think that they're already trying to break certain cryptocurrencies, especially Monero. We've seen a lot of attacks of, transaction flooding recently, about a month or two ago. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if that was a government trying to see if they can actually break it. Because they want to try to, they don't actually have to. I don't think a lot of people might realise this, but they don't actually have to break the cryptocurrency, as in break the blockchain, or they just need to give it a reputation that it can be attacked. And if they can control that narrative, they can, people might lose trust in crypto, particular networks, particular cryptocurrencies, and that'll be enough. So they are smart about it. There's a lot of game theory. They don't need to actually kill the cryptocurrency that they're going after. They can just kind of give it a bad reputation, and that might be enough, especially this early on in the game. And so my advice to anybody, and this is not financial advice, it's not even advice really, it's just what I do. Get yourself some Monero, get yourself some XMR, have a play with it, send it to yourself, create a wallet, you don't have to put a lot in, £5, £10, just play around with it and get used to using it. It is the best for privacy. It's the best cryptocurrency out there, in my opinion. I know we all have our favourites. Let me know in the comments below your favourite, and if the government does go down this road, which cryptocurrency you would recommend we learn about, because I'm always open to learning more. As always, guys, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on that notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any future updates, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.